Two couples come together to have somewhat of a discussion or a negotiation. Their children, their two boys, have gotten into a fight in the park, and one boy hits the other boy in the mouth with a stick and breaks his teeth. And they're all polite people. They're all well-educated, older parents, and they've all, come from upper middle class families, and they live in a very, very polite and urban suburb, and you would think that this would all go very well, and it all just goes very badly. I hadn't seen the play at all, and in fact I bought tickets to see the play, and I was working and I couldn't go, so I gave them to a friend. Unfortunately. I mean, actually I think that's kind of a good thing, to have never seen the play. Or hopefully you're not terribly intimidated, which I'm intimidated anyway, so I'm sure I would have been more intimidated had I seen it. I think it's a comedy of people's manners and how how they lose those manners. And I will say, I mean, it's the thing that really makes it work is that each character is so well drawn, and they're all very, very different. It does sort of underline the fragility of the relationships and how fraught we all are with all of the wounds that we drag along with us throughout of our relationships with our children, our relationships with our parents, and those things play out within every piece of dialogue that we have. I mean, it's so beautifully written, this play, and it's dizzying. So it starts out in this kind of polite way, and then very quickly it starts gaining momentum and gaining momentum and gaining momentum until it becomes a real rapid fire. But I think Carnage, shortening it to Carnage, which I think is going to happen on this film, I think it is an interesting idea. It allows you to discover within the story, what that meant. But I think it gives it this primitive feeling in a much more primitive way. And I think that's really what the movie's about, is about all of these, polite people kind of finding their more primitive side. Well, it's the ideas that are in it that I think are the most interesting, and the relationship between the people that are even as satirical as it is, and in some ways as outlandish as they are, have a real grounding in real, psychology, family psychology. And it's that tapestry that I love the most, the details of people's lives and how they interact with each other and how they drive each other crazy, and all the old wounds, how they stab each other over and over again, not just in this generation, but in the next generation, the generation of the kids that came before, or the kids that are having a fight in the park, as well as the mother that Michael talks to on the phone. It's 2 hours into these people's lives, and 2 hours of them discussing and fighting about issues and things that they care about. And maybe that is the great challenge, I think, is to shoot a film in real time. Shooting a film in real time, where there's not even a moment where you pass over the fact that somebody's goes and gets a broom out of the closet. I mean, you watch the person get the broom out of the closet, and that means that whatever transitions are being made, they're not being made off camera. They have to be made right then and there. And I think the play is so beautifully drawn that it's kind of been easy to go from one feeling to the next. I think we're starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic on week 6. We're ready to get out of the studio, but I've made a lot of movies in one location like this. I don't know, maybe it's helpful. The one thing that's happened when you do a film where there's only 4 people and all there is talking, is that there's a closeness that develops between the actors that you just can't get any other way. And I don't know if it's because we're all desperate or because we're all really great people, but I have to say, this has been the most enjoyable camaraderie that I've ever had in a movie. I genuinely love these actors so much, and I'm actually already sad about not seeing them every single day. I mean, we really, really, really love each other, and I think it really shows on screen when we're scratching each other's eyes out.